47-year-old James Valdez has been missing for nearly 2 months, but his vehicle was found abandoned in a field with the words "Help me" written on the windshield.
Yeah, now police and family are hoping somebody will come forward with some new information. 5 News reporter Bailey Devane spoke to his family. They hope to see him home safe soon, they say.
We lay in bed at night wondering if he's okay.
Family says the last time they saw James Valdez was on June 10th. He had packed a few items and was leaving town to see his daughter in Ozark after a fight happened at their home in Booneville. 10 days later, his vehicle was discovered in the next town over, in Sugar Grove, with the words "Help me, he is near" written on the back window. The seat was adjusted and pulled forward, and the keys were gone.
But I had some old letters from him that I dug out and compared the writing on the back of the window to his writing on the letter. It was not the same.
Family says that location is near an old family home, but he would have no reason to revisit. Booneville police say they scoured the area with a team of officers and cadaver dogs. They dredged a nearby creek, but they came up empty-handed.
There are signs all over Booneville and Ozark that he's missing. If he had seen one of those signs, he would have contacted us and said, "Hey, I'm okay. Stop worrying. Get these signs down." But there's not been anything, nothing at all.
Now the family wants help finding answers. Booneville police say they've gotten a few tips on where he could be, but none have yielded any results. His family says it's unlike Valdez to not stay in contact, and they're extremely worried.
The fact that he has left his daughter and not a word to her in 2 months as well. He has never done that. It's something that we think about constantly. It's never out of our minds and won't be until we find him.
In Booneville, covering news where you live, Bailey Devane, 5 News.
Greetings and salutations, friends. Welcome to today's reading. Today's reading has got a lot of information to discuss before the reading even starts. Now, I got these notes from the Facebook page that the family runs, so I've started a timeline here. Now, he's been missing since June of 2021. This is Jamie Valdez, and he's from Booneville, Arkansas. June 10th, he got into an argument with his wife. He took his clothes, $600 in cash, and other personal belongings. Said he was traveling to Ozark. Now, on June the 12th, friends state that he had dinner with them. They saw him, he had dinner with them, and he was telling them that he was going to be returning back home to Booneville. On June the 19th, the vehicle he was driving, which happened to be his wife's, which doesn't make any sense to me because he had a vehicle of his own that was paid off, was found abandoned by the wife's boss. Now, this is found 10 miles outside of Booneville. On June the 20th, the wife files a missing persons report, and this is 10 days after he goes missing. Authorities found some of his belongings, which was an insurance card, loose change, and some clothes outside the vehicle. However, his cell phone and car keys were missing. The driver's seat was adjusted and pulled forward, and parts of the engine was damaged. On June the 17th, 4 teens saw the vehicle, and that was them on the way to a watering hole. Now, the main points from the family, what they state. There's a .40 caliber gun that the wife bought for Jamie that's missing. The wife's brother has previous kidnapping and attempted murder charges, which include him binding a guy's hands and feet and trying to throw the body over the side of a bridge. Now, Jamie was a former addict. He had been clean for 13 months, also an alcoholic, but the wife was not. She was still actively using. Now, here's something that confuses me. The family states, now this is on June the 9th, the day before he supposedly goes missing. He goes to pick up his clothing and money, and the wife has a boyfriend at the house. Now, this confuses me because then it says on the 10th, they get into an argument, and he takes his clothes and money and takes off. So I'm kind of confused on that. Now, I did make a comment on that for the family to reply to, because this is just going to be a first general reading. I'm not even going to delve into, just want to know from the beginning what happened for certain things to end up the way that they did. So, let's see here. Jamie Valdez. It would appear that the wife is involved, because I did read on a post on that page that the family had stated, the sister had stated that she offered to pay for a lie detector test out of her own pocket, and the wife blocked her on Facebook. So, I mean, silence speaks pretty loud to me. Okay. Let's start off with, what was the argument between Jamie and his wife over on the 10th? Why was he driving his wife's vehicle and not his own? What is the circumstances and reasons surrounding the vehicle being abandoned? Why was the vehicle not processed by the police? Because it was not according to the family. The circumstances surrounding the .40 caliber gun going missing. See, circumstances surrounding the items that were found outside of the vehicle. The insurance card, the loose change, and the clothing. What happened to the cell phone and the car keys? The circumstances surrounding the driver's seat being adjusted and moved forward. Why did it take 10 days for the wife to report him missing? To file a missing persons report? Let's leave this last one for open. Okay. First question was, what was Jamie and his wife arguing about? And that's the chariot reversed. Chariot reversed shows someone that's feeling powerless. This powerlessness leading to anger, controlled aggression, things being forced upon you. Someone in your life that's too needy and demanding, and boundaries that need to be set. I still feel like that the argument was over drugs. Or drinking. Or both. That he was serious about being sober. He was sober for 13 months, they said. And she wasn't. And for someone that's actively using, it's going to be easier for your partner to use as well. So that was being forced upon him. And that's where the boundaries that need to be set come into play. Now, the reason why he was driving his wife's vehicle and not his own is going to be the King of Cups reversed. That shows you dealing with someone who's volatile, secretive. They blame others for their own predicaments. Destructive behavior patterns with addiction issues. It's also someone who's manipulative, controlling, abusive, vindictive, spiteful, and not to be trusted. I still feel like this is the wife. She's probably threw a fit until he drove her vehicle. Because I think to her that would have been a surefire way that he would have been back. Because she had his truck and he drove her vehicle. The reason why the vehicle was abandoned, circumstances behind that, it's a lover's card. It shows relationships and making a decision. Major choices to make. It's being faced with a dilemma. Feeling uncertain about your partner and which path to take. I don't think he was going to go back. I think when he got back from Ozark, he was done. Especially the boyfriend being over at the house. Like I said, that's a still question in my mind there. The reason why the cops didn't process the car is Six of Swords reversed. That reveals a need to escape. They think that he just ran away. They thought he just ran away. I guarantee you, with the brother having the charges that he's had and the kidnapping and attempted murder, you don't just start out with that. He's built his way up. I bet he's been a delinquent his whole life. So you know that the cops are probably familiar with his family. I'd say they've thought, well, he's just chucked it and got out of there. Because the other meaning of this card tells you to check that you're looking in the right direction rather than fixating on a particular outcome. Because fixating on a particular outcome blinds you to other possibilities. So that's exactly why they didn't process it. They thought he just up and ran. Now, the reason why his gun was missing That is the world reversed. It shows someone feeling stuck in a situation and feeling burdened by it, but also accepting disappointment and cutting your losses. I feel like that gun's missing because it's evidence. You can pretty much figure out what I mean by that. Circumstances and reasons surrounding items outside of the vehicle. It's clothes, loose change, and his insurance card. That's a page of wands reversed. Page of wands reversed represents a young person who's lazy, spoiled, a delinquent, and a loudmouth. These are the 4 kids. They're the teenagers or whatever that passed by the car to go to the swimming hole. They also admitted to writing on the back of his window, "Help me, he is near." They're responsible for that. They went through that whole car, and I guarantee they're responsible for the seat being moved and the engine being tore up or being damaged. Yep, they've ransacked that car. Where is his cell phone and keys? That's going to be the star reversed. Star reversed is someone that's been lulled into a false sense of security that has no foundation. You find Jamie, you find his keys and cell phone. They're with him. Driver's seat being adjusted and moved forward. That's the Ace of Pentacles reversed. That represents missed opportunities, acting stingy and or greedy. These kids, they didn't want to miss an opportunity to make some money off something. They ransacked that car to take anything of value that they could make a dime off of, simply put. Now, when it comes to why it took 10 days for the wife to report Jamie missing, you get the Devil card. The card of addiction indicates secretive, obsessive, and impulsive behavior, being out of control and overly concerned with material things, status, and or power. It took her 10 days to report him missing to come up with a story, to get that story down pat, because I feel like she's the type that, if I can't have you, no one can. Obsessive, impulsive behavior. And I think that there's been some communication between them, between Ozark and coming back to Booneville. And he's told her he's not coming back. Or he's coming back to get his truck. And that's it. It's impulsive behavior. Exactly what that is. Secretive. It's because she's the one responsible for why he's missing. The open card is the King of Swords reversed. That shows a destructive influence in your life. This person that you're dealing with that plays mind games will do almost anything to win. This is also a card of not using your head and losing your cool. Being power hungry, inhumane. It signifies a lack of logic, ethics, and morals. This person being abusive, violent, brutal, using their intelligence and being talkative to manipulate and hurt others. This is the wife. This is straight up done exactly her personality right down to it and how the relationship went. Playing mind games and will do almost anything to win. If I can't have you, nobody can. So it looks to me like you put the pressure on the wife and you'll find Jamie. Because she absolutely knows where he is if she's not the one that pulled the trigger. I'm not sure if it was her or her brother that actually done that, but I know it's because of her. So that will be questions for the next reading. So I want to thank you for taking the time to go through this reading with me. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.